Welcome to our channel. Today, we delve into the lives of 15 iconic Hollywood actors from the Golden Age who tragically succumbed to lung cancer. Their remarkable contributions to cinema have left an indelible mark on the industry. Join us as we explore their legacies and the impact of their untimely deaths. Humphrey Bogart. Born in 1900 in New York, Humphrey Bogart became one of Hollywood's most iconic actors, defining the golden age of cinema with his distinctive style. His tough yet charismatic persona made him a favorite in classic films such as Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon. Bogart's deep, gravelly voice and effortless cool created an archetype that many actors would try to emulate in later years. Off-screen, he was known for his love of sailing and his strong-willed personality, which often clashed with studio executives. His romance with actress Lauren Bacall became one of Hollywood's most famous love stories, beginning when they starred together in To Have and Have Not. Despite their age difference, their chemistry was undeniable, and they remained married until his passing. Bogart was a heavy smoker and drinker, habits that contributed to his declining health in his later years. In 1956, he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, a disease that progressed rapidly. Though he underwent surgery, his condition worsened, and he became increasingly frail. Even in his final days, he maintained his sharp wit and resilience, facing his illness with the same unshakable demeanor he displayed on screen. On January 14, 1957, at the age of 57, Humphrey Bogart passed away at his home, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable performances and a lasting impact on cinema. Gary Cooper. Born in Montana in 1901, Gary Cooper was the epitome of the American hero in Hollywood's golden age. His natural acting style, rugged charm, and quiet intensity made him one of the industry's most beloved leading men. He won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actor, first for his role in Sergeant York and later for High Noon, where his portrayal of a determined marshal cemented his status as a legend. Cooper's on-screen presence exuded authenticity, often playing strong yet humble characters who embodied traditional American values. Off-screen, he was known for his reserved personality and strong friendships with fellow Hollywood stars, including Ernest Hemingway. Throughout his career, he maintained a reputation for professionalism and integrity, earning the respect of colleagues and audiences alike. However, in the late 1950s, his health began to deteriorate. Initially dismissing his symptoms as minor ailments, he was eventually diagnosed with prostate cancer, which later metastasized to his lungs and bones. Despite his illness, Cooper continued working and even received an honorary Oscar in 1961, though he was too weak to attend the ceremony. Close friend James Stewart accepted the award on his behalf. Just a month later, on May 13, 1961, Gary Cooper passed away at the age of 60, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable performances that continue to inspire generations of actors. Clark Gable. Born in Ohio in 1901, Clark Gable rose to fame as one of the most charismatic leading men in Hollywood history. Dubbed the King of Hollywood, he was known for his effortless charm, rugged good looks, and commanding screen presence. His most famous role as Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind solidified his legacy, earning him widespread acclaim. Gable had a distinctively masculine persona that made him a favorite among audiences, and his on-screen chemistry with leading ladies like Vivien Leigh and Jean Harlow was legendary. Off-screen, he was known for his love of adventure, fast cars, and an independent spirit that often defied the constraints of the studio system. Despite his success, Gable's personal life was marked by tragedy, including the untimely death of his third wife, Carole Lombard, in a plane crash during World War II. He was deeply affected by her loss and even enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Corps as a way to cope. Later in life, Gable continued acting but struggled with declining health, exacerbated by his heavy smoking habit. In 1960, after completing work on The Misfits, he suffered a massive heart attack. Though he initially seemed to recover, a second heart attack proved fatal. On November 16, 1960, Clark Gable passed away at the age of 59, leaving behind an enduring legacy as one of Hollywood's most legendary icons. Robert Taylor. Born in Nebraska in 1911, Robert Taylor became one of Hollywood's most dashing and sought-after leading men. With his striking good looks and deep voice, he starred in classics such as Waterloo Bridge and Quo Vadis, often playing noble yet tormented characters. Early in his career, he was promoted as MGM's answer to Errol Flynn, and he quickly became a box office favorite. Despite being labeled as merely a pretty face by some critics, Taylor proved his acting skills over time, taking on complex roles that showcased his depth and range. Off-screen, he was known for his quiet, introverted nature, preferring a private life away from Hollywood's social scene. His marriage to actress Barbara Stanwyck was one of the most high-profile relationships in classic Hollywood, though it ended in divorce after over a decade together. Throughout his career, Taylor maintained a rugged, all-American image, but his lifelong smoking habit took a severe toll on his health. He was a heavy smoker, consuming up to 3 packs of cigarettes a day. By the late 1960s, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. Despite undergoing surgery, his condition worsened rapidly. On June 8, 1969, at the age of 57, Robert Taylor succumbed to the disease. His death marked the loss of one of Hollywood's most enduring stars, whose contributions to cinema continue to be celebrated. Bette Davis. Born in Massachusetts in 1908, Bette Davis was a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood's golden age. Known for her sharp wit, piercing eyes, and powerhouse performances, she became one of the most revered actresses of all time. With a career spanning over 6 decades, Davis redefined the role of women in film, proving that strong, complex female characters could command the screen just as powerfully as their male counterparts. She starred in legendary films such as All About Eve, Jezebel, and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, earning 2 Academy Awards and 10 nominations. Off-screen, she was equally formidable, often clashing with studio executives and fellow actors over creative control. Her outspoken nature and refusal to conform made her both admired and controversial. Davis was also known for her turbulent personal life, including multiple marriages and professional rivalries, particularly with Joan Crawford. In her later years, she faced serious health issues, including a stroke and a battle with breast cancer. Even as her health declined, her spirit remained unbreakable, and she continued acting into the 1980s. On October 6, 1989, at the age of 81, Bette Davis passed away in France, leaving behind a cinematic legacy unmatched by any actress of her time. Steve McQueen. Born in Indiana in 1930, Steve McQueen became one of the most charismatic and rebellious stars in Hollywood history. Dubbed the King of Cool, he exuded effortless charm, embodying the ultimate anti-hero in films such as Bullitt, The Great Escape, and The Thomas Crown Affair. His intense screen presence, combined with his love of fast cars, motorcycles, and adventure, made him a cultural icon of the 1960s and 70s. McQueen's tough upbringing, which included time in reform schools and a stint in the Marine Corps, shaped his rugged persona. Off-screen, he was known for his love of speed, collecting rare cars and participating in racing events. However, his fast-paced lifestyle was accompanied by struggles with addiction and volatile relationships. McQueen was also notoriously difficult on set, often clashing with directors and co-stars over creative decisions. In the late 1970s, his health took a turn for the worse when he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, a rare cancer linked to asbestos exposure. Desperate for a cure, he sought experimental treatments in Mexico, but his condition continued to deteriorate. After undergoing surgery to remove cancerous tumors, he suffered a fatal heart attack. On November 7, 1980, at the age of 50, Steve McQueen passed away, leaving behind a legacy of coolness and cinematic greatness. Yul Brynner. Born in Russia in 1920, Yul Brynner became one of the most distinctive and enigmatic stars in Hollywood. With his deep voice, commanding presence, and signature bald head, he captivated audiences in films such as The King and I, The Magnificent Seven, and Anastasia. His portrayal of King Mong-kut in The King and I became his defining role, earning him an Academy Award and a lifetime association with the character. Off-screen, Brynner was known for his mysterious persona, his love of photography, and his passion for performing arts. He spoke multiple languages, played the guitar, and had an adventurous spirit that took him around the world. Despite his success, Brynner's personal life was complex, marked by multiple marriages and a deep-seated love for privacy. A lifelong smoker, he developed lung cancer in the early 1980s. As his illness progressed, he became a strong advocate against smoking, using his final public appearances to warn others about its dangers. In one of his last interviews, he famously stated, "Now that I'm gone, I tell you, don't smoke." On October 10, 1985, at the age of 65, Yul Brynner succumbed to lung cancer, leaving behind an enduring legacy as one of cinema's most unique and powerful performers. Paul Newman. Born in Ohio in 1925, Paul Newman was more than just a Hollywood legend. He was an actor, philanthropist, and race car enthusiast whose legacy extended far beyond the silver screen. With his piercing blue eyes and undeniable talent, he became one of the most beloved leading men of his era, starring in classics such as Cool Hand Luke, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and The Sting. His performances combined charm, grit, and emotional depth, earning him an Academy Award and numerous nominations throughout his career. Off-screen, Newman was known for his humility and dedication to social causes. He founded Newman's Own, a food company that donated all its profits to charity, raising millions for children's programs and medical research. Despite his public image as a family man, Newman had a rebellious streak, with a deep passion for auto racing that led him to become a professional driver. For much of his life, he was a heavy smoker, but he quit in 1986, recognizing the damage it had done. Unfortunately, he was later diagnosed with lung cancer. Despite undergoing treatment, he eventually succumbed to the disease. On September 26, 2008, at the age of 83, Paul Newman passed away, leaving behind an extraordinary legacy as both an actor and a humanitarian. Edward G. Robinson. Born in Romania in 1893, Edward G. Robinson was one of the most iconic and versatile actors of Hollywood's golden age. Known for his tough guy roles in gangster films, he became famous for his performances in Little Caesar and Double Indemnity, both of which solidified his place in cinematic history. Robinson's deep, raspy voice and intense screen presence made him a force to be reckoned with, earning him roles in both crime dramas and more dramatic fare. Throughout his career, he showcased his impressive range, moving between the roles of a criminal mastermind and a vulnerable man on the edge of society. Off-screen, Robinson was an intellectual and a lover of art, possessing a personal collection of fine paintings that reflected his passion for culture. Sadly, his health deteriorated over the years due to his heavy smoking, which ultimately contributed to the development of bladder cancer. He passed away on January 26, 1973, at the age of 79, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances and a career that spanned over 5 decades. John Wayne. John Wayne, born in Iowa in 1907, became synonymous with the Western genre, starring in films that defined American masculinity and rugged individualism. Known for his iconic portrayal of cowboys and soldiers, Wayne starred in numerous legendary films such as Stagecoach, True Grit, and The Searchers. His tall, imposing figure and distinctive voice made him a beloved figure in Hollywood, earning him the nickname The Duke. Despite his tough guy image, Wayne was known to have a warm and generous heart off-screen, especially towards his family and fellow actors. However, his personal life wasn't without its struggles. In 1964, Wayne was diagnosed with lung cancer, a result of his heavy smoking throughout his career. He underwent surgery to remove his left lung, but the cancer returned. Wayne battled the illness with characteristic grit and determination, but eventually succumbed to stomach cancer on June 11, 1979, at the age of 72. His death marked the end of an era for Hollywood, but his legacy as the quintessential American hero lives on. Jean Harlow. Born in Missouri in 1911, Jean Harlow quickly rose to fame in the 1930s as one of Hollywood's most alluring and talented actresses. Known as the blonde bombshell, Harlow became a sex symbol and a major box office draw during the golden age of Hollywood, starring in films like Hell's Angels, Red Dust, and Bombshell. Her sultry voice and platinum blonde hair made her an instant icon, but her career was tragically short-lived. Harlow's personal life was filled with turmoil, including multiple failed marriages and a struggle with her health. She was known for her heavy smoking, which took a toll on her health, leading to a diagnosis of kidney failure. On June 7, 1937, at the age of 26, Jean Harlow passed away from complications related to her illness, shocking the world and leaving a void in the film industry. Despite her brief career, Harlow's influence on cinema and popular culture remains undeniable. Spencer Tracy. Born in Wisconsin in 1900, Spencer Tracy was one of the most revered and respected actors of his time, known for his powerful performances in both drama and comedy. A two-time Academy Award winner, Tracy's career spanned over 3 decades, with notable roles in films such as Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, Judgment at Nuremberg, and Father of the Bride. His ability to portray complex, morally conflicted characters made him a favorite among critics and audiences alike. Off-screen, Tracy was known for his private nature and his tumultuous relationship with actress Katharine Hepburn, with whom he shared a deep personal connection. Unfortunately, his lifelong smoking habit contributed to the deterioration of his health, and in 1967 he suffered a heart attack which ultimately led to his death at the age of 67. His passing was a significant loss to the film industry, but his impact and legacy as an actor of immense talent live on. Errol Flynn. Born in Tasmania in 1909, Errol Flynn became one of Hollywood's most iconic leading men, best known for his swashbuckling roles in films like The Adventures of Robin Hood and The Seahawk. Flynn's charismatic presence, good looks, and adventurous spirit made him a favorite of audiences, and his portrayal of Robin Hood cemented his status as a Hollywood legend. His on-screen persona, filled with daring sword fights and romance, mirrored aspects of his real-life adventures, as he was notorious for his wild lifestyle. Flynn was no stranger to controversy, with stories of his affairs, excessive drinking, and rebellious behavior. His health was heavily impacted by his vices, including a heavy smoking habit which ultimately took its toll. On October 14, 1959, Flynn passed away from a heart attack at the age of 50. Despite his relatively short life, Flynn's legacy as one of Hollywood's original heartthrobs and action heroes remains a significant part of cinema history. James Cagney. Born in New York City in 1899, James Cagney was one of the most dynamic and versatile actors of his time. Known for his tough guy roles and explosive energy, Cagney gained fame in gangster films like The Public Enemy and White Heat, as well as musicals like Yankee Doodle Dandy, for which he won an Academy Award. His quick-talking, energetic persona made him one of the most distinctive figures in classic Hollywood cinema. Off-screen, Cagney was known for his intense work ethic and dedication to his craft, though he also had a reputation for being fiercely independent and sometimes difficult to work with. Cagney's long career spanned across several decades, but his health suffered due to his chain-smoking habits. He passed away on March 30th, 1986, at the age of 86, from a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy that spans gangster epics, musicals, and character-driven performances that continue to influence generations of actors. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, born in Texas in 1904, was one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses of the Golden Age. With her striking beauty and fierce determination, she became known for her roles in films like Mildred Pierce and The Women, establishing herself as one of the top stars of her era. Crawford's career was marked by her willingness to reinvent herself, constantly adapting to the changing demands of Hollywood. She was known for playing strong-willed women, often depicting characters who overcame adversity. However, her personal life was less glamorous, with rumors of a troubled relationship with her children and struggles with maintaining her health due to heavy smoking and drinking. In 1977, Crawford passed away from a heart attack at the age of 73. Despite the controversies surrounding her life, her remarkable legacy as an actress who dominated the screen during the golden age of Hollywood remains intact. Thank you for joining us in remembering these legendary actors. Their enduring legacies continue to inspire and entertain audiences worldwide. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. Until next time, take care and stay informed.